Hi, I'm Colleen Pikus, and we're looking at the Universal Bank data set regarding personal loans. The major question that we're asking is who is this target market for personal loans in order to increase the personal loans at Universal Bank, because that's our end goal, is to have an increase in personal loans. So in order to do that, we need to create a new campaign for that target market that not only helps increase personal loans, but also helps us retain our depositors at the bank. So just a brief overview of this data set. There are 500 customers at Universal Bank that we're looking at, and there are 14 different variables for each customer. The target variable is personal loan, and the main variables that we consider are the income, which is the annual income in thousands, the CC average, which is the credit card average, the CD account, which is a yes or no if they have a deposit account with the bank, the education, which is basically just explaining whether it's bachelor's, master's, or advanced, and then the last variable is family, and if they have less than or greater than 3 family members in their immediate family. So the first tree I created, I selected my training data set, which is the actual data set that we use to train the model. The model sees and learns from this specific training data set. The tree starts with the most important predictors up here at the top, relating to the target variable of personal loans. So this training set selected income as the most important predictor that we see up there at the top. And then based off the data from Universal Bank's last campaign, if someone had an income less than $115,000, we move to the left. And then if they have a credit card average higher than 3, we move to the right. And if they have a cash or a certificate deposit account, we move to the left. And if their income is less than $93,000, we move to the left again. And then right here in this node, we see no, and that's because that's indicating that the majority of the people included in that node do not or did not accept personal loan from the bank. The next decision tree that I created is very similar. It's the same data, but it's using the elbow method. And the max depth on this tree is 5, as we can see the 5 different levels of the tree. The one thing I like about this tree is that the color coding at the bottom, the blue down at the bottom indicates the majority of people in that subgroup, they did not accept personal loans, and the green indicates that they did accept personal loans. You can also see that by the yes and the no's and the nodes. The thing that I like about this decision tree is that for customers that have an income less than $115,000 and a credit card average higher than 3 and do not have a credit card deposit account and have an income higher than $93,000, the next variable that we look at is this education variable. And what we can really see with here, if they do have a bachelor's degree, they most likely do not accept personal loans, but if they do not have a bachelor's degree, it is likely for them to actually accept the personal loan. And I thought this was interesting because that's only 2% of the whole entire group of customers, but they can break that down into each 1%, and it even becomes important because you can really look at the majority of people that did end up accepting the loan. That's a pretty big group of people that did, which is important when you're creating your new campaign. The next decision tree I created was also using the elbow plot method, but I set this max depth to 3 to really focus on the major predictors of this data set. It almost makes you think you're taking a step back, but it's still really valuable analysis because sometimes over analyzing the data can not be very beneficial to your overall goal. The same thing as the last one, the blue indicates that the majority of the subgroup did not accept the personal loans, and the green indicates that they did accept the personal loans, along with the labels. So if a customer has higher than $115,000 net income, their education is a bachelor's degree. Their family is higher than three. It's very likely for a customer to accept a personal loan. Actually, it's 100% according to this likely that they will. And then if they have a family less than three people, it's 100% that they won't accept a personal loan. And I thought this was very interesting. Definitely important when you're targeting people, targeting your market at people. When we're creating our new campaigns, look at the size of the families of each customer. This is the same information as the decision tree number 3. I just wanted to show you really quickly the different format that can be created. But what I thought was interesting about this is that in every single node, it shows you exactly the number of people that did not accept a loan and the people that did accept the loan. So when you look at it really quickly, you can see that majority of the people that did accept the loan have an income higher than 115,000 because we look over here and we see these numbers are larger on this side. So yeah, that was just a quick analysis. In conclusion, when we're looking at this data, tree 1, the majority of the loan acceptors are customers with income higher than 115,000. Tree 2, if their income is less than 115 and they do not have a bachelor's degree, they are more likely to accept the loan. Tree 3, the family size greater than 3 will most likely accept a personal loan. So when creating our new campaign, the first thing I suggested was sending mail to previous customers explaining the benefits of personal loans, and mainly to target people who already have the certificate of deposit account, who have 3 or more people in their family, have a higher income than 115,000, and who have a credit card average higher than 3. But also I think it's important to target new customers, and specifically customers with an income higher than 115,000 and customers with more than 3 people in their family. I thought of some ways to do that, like targeting more of the family setting by advertising in school and church bulletins, having informational nights about the benefits of a loan to families at some sort of banking events, because sometimes I think people are uneducated on when they hear the word loan, they just think that they owe money, but I think it's important to emphasize that it can be beneficial to them and their families. So hopefully these recommendations help Universal Bank increase their personal loans.